Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I'm talking about the Transformers Generations upcoming line for For Cybertron, which is going to be the new line after Power of the Primes. The reason why I decided to talk about this is because, well, I felt like talking about it, and also SDCC is around the corner, so we might get a reveal at that point. I want to say that this is not connected to the For Cybertron and Follow Cybertron games, so with that, let's go ahead and speculate. Now, before we actually talk about what I think might happen, let's take a look at the facts. There has been a report coming out that, actually this was a while ago, that we are going to get the basic Deluxe and Leaders and Voyagers, you know, nothing new with that. That's pretty much what we all thought would be coming out. But we also know, according to this, that we are going to get Battle Masters and Micromasters. Now, I'm not too sure what to talk about with Battle Masters. Maybe it's a part of the Micromaster lineup. Maybe it's just an upgrade to it. But the Micromasters is interesting because if you guys don't recall, Micromasters was an original toy line from Transformers Generation 1, pretty much featuring little tiny Transformers that would transform into the basic cars, planes, and whatnot, but they would be super, super tiny. And this is actually something that I wanted them to do for a while, but I think it's actually going to be a bigger part. I don't just think that Micromasters is just going to be a part of their own little sub-theme to Generations. I think it's going to pretty much take over, just like the Titans Returns lineup. So, how do I think this is going to go? Well, we're going to get the Micromasters, which we've actually kind of had Micromasters before with the Generations Legends class Transformers. Now, what's interesting about those is those figures would also transform into weapons. So, do I think that these figures are also going to transform into weapons? I'm not sure. That could connect with the Deluxes and Voyager lineup. We'll just have to wait and see. But the big thing is, with Micromasters, you would have bases with them. Now, I was thinking that, okay, we could have some bases, maybe that's what the Battlemaster lineup is. However, I also thought about something else. And that is, if you look at the original Titans Returns toy line, we would have these giant bases in the lineup. Like we would have Trypticon, Fortress Maximus, and then the leader class, the majority of them will also transform into bases. And basically they would say, hey, you could build your own Cybertron with all these bases. So I think that maybe the leader class figures will also continue down that road. I'm not sure. But I think the big thing is, I feel like the Fortress Maximus and Trypticon will be able to connect with this toy line. Because, well, first of all, they transform into big giant bases, so I'm pretty sure your Micromasters are going to fit on that setup anyways. But what I think is going to happen is, once we do get some bases, maybe they're going to have the same connection ports that Fortress Maximus, Trypticon, the Optimus Prime, and whatnot shared. So I can see how they could connect these toy lines, even though War for Cybertron isn't technically a part of the Prime Wars trilogy. I feel like just as toys themselves, they can somehow do it. Now, with that said, I also think that the Titan class figure, if they do decide to do another Titan class figure this year, or the upcoming year, will be a base Transformer. Now, I'm not sure if it's Scorponok, I'm not sure if it's Omega Supreme, could be pretty much anything. Could be another Metroplex for all we know. Although, they pretty much have shown that they do want to make the Scorponok and the Omega Supreme, because there was a fan vote for, hey, which base Transformer do you guys want? And the winner was Trypticon. It was out of those three. So, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see Omega and Scorponok sometime down the road. If I have to place a guess, I'd say Scorponok might be the first one, but I don't know. I can't specifically say. So with that out of the way, I think what's going to happen is with the Micromasters, and the reason why it's called War for Cybertron is I think that you are going to pretty much build from this new toy line a brand new city for Cybertron that you can have all your battles and your Micromasters and whatnot, and somehow maybe incorporate those Deluxes, or maybe the Deluxes will, as I said, incorporate with the Micromasters, just like the vehicles from the Titans Returns, or the Prime Master decoy suits from Power of the Prime. Sorry about that. Or the old Micromasters from the Generations Legends toy line. I think that's what's going to happen. But who knows? I also wanted to say that someone pointed out that the Optimus Prime that was teased by Transformers on Instagram doesn't seem to be the Power of the Prime's Optimus Prime, so maybe it could be a whole new mold. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't think it's the original Power of the Prime's Optimus, so either it's a new paint job, with a new weapon, or it is a brand new mold, maybe a Voyager, maybe a Leader. That's kind of to be expected that we would have another Optimus Prime, although I'm kind of tired of seeing Optimus Prime in the toy line. I feel like we're also going to get a Megatron, maybe a Bumblebee. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, with that out of the way, I think that is pretty much it that I wanted to talk about with Micromasters. I'm not going to say specifically what characters I think they should do. I'm hoping that eventually we'll get some pretty big bases, maybe even in the Leader class lineup. We'll have a couple of actual Leader class figures, but we'll also have Leader class size bases like the Skyhopper or the, I think it was Ground Pounder or something like that, the tank one, the big giant one. We'll have to wait and see. With that out of the way, what do you guys think? Please comment below, let me know. Oh, there was another thing that I wanted to mention, and I actually kind of tried to stall and try to retrace my steps, was that in the last video I talked about Optimus Prime. People thought it was the dead Optimus Prime. This is just kind of an update on that. Because it had the little Pulse logo at the bottom. I want to say that that is Hasbro Pulse's logo. That has nothing to do with the actual Optimus Prime. Hasbro Pulse usually covers the SDCC stuff. A while back, with Robots in Disguise, there was a whole bunch of Toys R Us exclusives that were coming out, and Hasbro Pulse was the first ones to reveal it. So I want to clarify, don't look too much into that. So anyways, with that said, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I'll see you guys next time.